Welcome to the state capital of Ohio, Columbus, on the campus of The Ohio State University. For more exciting Big Ten women's gymnastics, Rutgers in town to take on the number 22 Ohio State Buckeyes. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dean Linke with Michigan phenom, a four-time Big Ten champ and six-time All-American, talking about Olivia Karras. And Olivia, both these teams unbeaten in conference play.
They are, and today is a great opportunity for both of these teams to go out there, minimize deductions, really play around with lineups. It's less about wins and losses and more about seeing their scoring potential moving forward.
Big story this year has been the super seniors. Rutgers has yet another super senior in Belle Huang.
Our conference is stacked with super seniors, and Belle Huang is one to keep an eye on. She has a very young team over in Rutgers, lots of freshmen, and she really has to flex that leadership arm to take them under her wing and make sure that they can keep it moving. But don't forget about Hannah Joyner. We talked a lot about her as an underclassman. She's a junior now, the record holder on balance beam for Rutgers, looking to make a big impact in the all-around.
Ohio State has 5 big-time freshmen.
And they're led by Jenna Lavac. She brings such difficulty and already amazing consistency to the Big Ten, and she's just a freshman. Excited to see how she does this evening. But then there's Lexi Edwards. When you look up fighter in the dictionary, you will see Lexi Edwards' face. She has had numerous knee injuries, and she is back and better than ever to make some noise in the NCAA.
And the Ohio State Buckeyes, led by their fifth-year head coach, Meredith Paula-Civic, who is a two-time national champion gymnast at Utah, just signed a contract extension. As you see her vault lineup with a season average of 48.908, with Grimes in the leadoff. And Umi Salim Beasley was an assistant coach at Rutgers, now in her 4th season as the head coach. Do not forget that Umi Salim Beasley had a 10 as a gymnast at West Virginia. This is her lineup in the bars.
Both of these coaches have such talented rosters. The big thing for both teams, and we heard this from them this week when we chatted with them, is going to be landings, and more landings. It's all about minimizing this evening, so keep an eye out on landings on every event. It's a big focus this evening.
Rutgers with a win over Maryland at Maryland to start their Big Ten action, as they're a perfect 1-0, and Ohio State with a win at home against Penn State. So one of these teams obviously will be 2-0 after today.
Wins and losses at NCAA gymnastics are fantastic, but they're not the sole focus. What they're focusing on this evening is making sure that they can minimize all deductions and up their scores to continue building in the national rankings this season.
Rutgers actually had a tri-meet at Kent State on Friday evening with Cornell as well, as Ohio State getting ready to roll here.
This is Caitlin Grimes. She's going to do a full twisting Yurchenko. Very nice leadoff performance from the freshman. The big focus on vault, as we mentioned, is all about landings, and that's really important to kick it off here. She gets good block off the table, little bit of a pike down. It looks like she bounced in place. She's going to want to absorb that landing to minimize the deduction, but that's an excellent leadoff for Ohio State.
Caitlin Grimes already with 9.725, not once but twice. How about the sunglasses for the Ohio State Buckeyes?
I love the sunglasses. I love having a reward once you do a fantastic job. It just keeps the energy rolling.
So Rutgers will start with Kayla Newman, a career-high 9.775 as they go on bars. Again, Umi Salim Beasley loves this event, as it's worth mentioning that she had a 10 as a gymnast at West Virginia.
Nice opening release move for Kayla. Very sky-high Hindorf. She's going to finish it off here with a half turn, looking for the stick. That's exactly what Umi wants from her team, and you see her as the first person to high-five Kayla. She knows that this dismount is exactly what this team needed to get rolling today. So you're jumping up and down, the heels are off. It's gonna be a good night already, Dean.
Kayla Newman set her season high on Friday against Kent State of a 9.775. As we move back to Nicole Riccardi, a sophomore from East Northport, New York. As a freshman, she had a 9.875 a year ago, her high score.
Nicole has a lot of power on this event. She's just got to contain it. Good job there on the landing. Again, very similar to what we saw from Caitlin, a hop in place. That's because she didn't allow herself to absorb the mat. Comes with practice. She's still getting used to it. It's only week 4. Nice height there, excellent distance. Little pike down in the hips. The judges are going to take for that. And then the hop in place and a step forward, both of which are going to be deductions. But she gets the glasses.
Meredith Paula Civic, high energy coach for the Ohio State Buckeyes. As we move back over to Jordan Zeiden-Weber, a junior from Marlboro, New Jersey. She set her career high this year against Maryland, had a 9.675 on Friday.
Jordan has to be patient on these first handstands. Very nice Tkachev to start things off. Beautiful body position on that transition. So far, so good. Nice patience there on the handstand, just over on the blind full, but I would call that a college stick. Landed a little bit, held it on with her toes, but still very nice effort trying to minimize deductions. Exactly what we talked about that Umi is looking for from this team. Pulls it in a little bit. That means that she held onto the bar a tad bit long. Landed a little close to the bar, can get kind of scary, but very safe landing and managed to get a nice dismount out of it.
Sydney Jennings next to go for Ohio State. The senior from Rochester, Michigan, won this event against Penn State with a 9.85. Her career high is a 9.9 for the 3-time academic All Big Ten selection.
And this is a beautiful full twisting Yurchenko. Excellent job, just the hop backwards. You're gonna hear us say that so much in this competition, and they're trying to hone in on those landings, but her body position was great in the air, open hips, excellent block off the table. Such great technique, flares it out there at the end, and just needs to work on finding that landing.
Sunglasses, part of retro night here for Meredith Paula Civic and the Ohio State Buckeyes. So everybody going retro with those pretty hip sunglasses.
I love it. I love the theme for the evening.
So now we move back over to Caitlin Bertola, the junior from Southington, Connecticut. 2 exhibitions, first time in the lineup for Umi Celine Beasley.
She opens it up with a sky-high ray release. Nice pack, little messy in the legs in the air. Judges are going to have to take a deduction, but continues through the routine well.
Rutgers set their season high on bars on Friday.
Very, very late on that blind full, but the double tuck came out beautifully. Landed with very minimal deduction there. She does a nice job being patient. She is still nerves that are there, and you see right there the legs separate just a little bit. And over on that blind change, but check out the height and distance on that double tuck to a nice quick salute. Minimize those deductions.
Lexi Edwards featured in the Open, the junior from Richmond, Virginia. 2 vault titles this season already, a career high of 9.925.
And Lexi can soar on this event. Fantastic vault by Lexi Edwards. The distance was particularly important to look at. She got amazing height, but also such great ability to travel from the table, which is another point of emphasis the judges are looking for. Nice and clean in the air, opens it up, and just a micro scoot backwards, but that should score very well for Meredith Paula Civic's vault lineup.
I love how you called her a fighter. You see that knee brace, that big old knee brace, fighting right through that. That looked good.
Excellent job, just needs to keep the energy rolling, but that was a great start-off routine for her for this meet.
Maya Pringle, the freshman from Orlando, her career high 9.8.
Maya has beautiful lines, so patient on this event. Such a nice release move. She gets great air time. very elegant bail to handstand. Great job there on the handstand. Looking for this stuck landing on the double leg. And a hop forward, that means that she under-rotated. So the judges are going to have to deduct for the hop and the under-rotation. And just a little pike down in the body positioning there. You'll notice that they want to be in complete straight body. That was piked, another point of emphasis for deduction, but that's a hit routine for Rutgers.
I had a 9.775 2 days ago. We'll wait and see her score. As you see, Edwards in with a 9.85. And here we go. Jenna Lavak, the freshman from Baltimore, trained for 7 years with Rebounders Gymnastics.
This is a very unique vault. A full twist onto the table, pike off, big hop backwards. She gets so much speed into this vault that it's hard to control the landing. Opens it up, big hop backwards, but that's a 10.0 start value, one of 2 we're gonna see in this competition. She just needs to open it up a teeny bit early, see the ground, but that is going to be a vault to look out for this season.
She's part of a great freshman class. All 5 freshmen for Meredith Paula Civic have competed in at least one meet this season. Now we go to Hannah Joyner, the junior from Waldorf, Maryland. Career high 9.9, had a season high of a 9.825 just 2 days ago.
Hannah is so pristine on this event. She needs to remain patient. Nice Jaeger there, a little flex in the feet. Right back down to the low bar for her transition element. Lovely handstand on the high bar. Just the dismount. Good job from Hannah. She got a little out of control on the landing. That was 2 steps, which means the judges are going to have to deduct for each step that she takes. Didn't look like she gained complete control of the dismount, which is also another deduction that judges have to take, unfortunately, but such height and amplitude on the dismount. Just needs to hone in on the landing.
Now we move back over to the anchor. Raina Malice, the junior from Dublin, Ohio, just down the road from Columbus, trained at Buckeye Gymnastics and right at home, a career high 9.9.
And she can go big on this event. She's going to do a full twisting Yurchenko. Good job from Raina. Hop forward. That's another under-rotated element, which means they're going to have to deduct for the under-rotation and the hop. She didn't get as much distance as other athletes in the lineup, which judges will take for. But that is a very fixable landing to be a stick later on in the season.
Retro sunglasses on retro day for the Ohio State Buckeyes women's gymnastics team. This is a big meet for Avery Balzer. Why? Well, she's from Ohio, Carroll, Ohio, Bloom Carroll High School. Also does the floor for Umi Salim Beasley. She has a career high, Olivia, of a 9.85. She had a 9.775 on Friday night against Kent State and Cornell.
Avery is the perfect athlete to anchor this Rutgers bar rotation. She's very calm in her bar work, but she also has a lot of difficulty and excellent execution. So I like having her at the end of the lineup. It sets her up for a nice big score.
Cavelli Center will be the home to the Big Ten championships as well. Hannah Joyner in with a 9.75 right before Avery Balzer, waiting for the go-ahead from the judges. Umi Salim Beasley, as you said, kicked off the heels and ready for some primetime Big Ten women's gymnastics.
I love that. She is in the action. Very nice first handstand from Avery, excuse me.
Ooh.
Oh no. She had such amazing amplitude on that Jaeger release. She just looked a little too far from the bar. She sees the bar, touches her with her fingertips, and just couldn't get her entire hand over the bar. It's going to be a 5/10 deduction for a fall. Unfortunately, she has 30 seconds to get back on the apparatus, so Can't take too much time, have to shake it off and get back up there, finish the routine.
She set her season high on Friday with a 9.775.
Nice pack salto down. Very well executed half turn. A little rushed on that handstand. She seems like she just wants to get off the bar at this point. But a very good double layout dismount. Step backwards, which is a deduction. It's always a bummer to not be able to hit in a moment where you really want to hit. I know that she's bummed, but a true competitor will turn it around and come back even better on the next event, and I have no doubt in my mind that Avery will do just that.
Feel the emotion of Avery Balzer. I really liked, though, how Umi Salim Beasley was right there with words of encouragement, very positive.
It's hard, you know, our sport is a difficult sport in that when you fall, you have to get up and finish the routine. And although that wasn't easy to do, she's right here giving words of advice to Braden before she hops up on the apparatus, and that's exactly what you want in a team player.
Braden Batavio, the freshman from Woodstown, New Jersey. This is exhibition, so it will not count toward the final score, but it'll give Braden another chance. She made her debut on Friday and actually did fall, had an 8.825. Her career high in exhibition is 9.15. Meanwhile, Avery Balzer with an 8.875 because of the fall. As we see this exhibition, Rutgers did perform just 2 days ago, which is rare in women's gymnastics. Does that have any effect at all?
It definitely does. I mean, it's hard anyway to compete during the weekend, not to mention twice in a weekend. But so far, I think they're handling it well, as Braden is just about to wrap up her bar routine with a very nice double layout with a step back. Her first handstand was a little short. She looked a little nervous, but the dismount was lovely, so high and floaty, but it looked like she just needed to be a little more patient on the landing, which is what resulted in the over rotation there.
Teammates love it. The Ohio State Buckeyes, they just set a new season high on vault with a 49.025. They will switch the Buckeyes to the bars, Rutgers to the vault when we return right here on the Big Ten Network. Later tonight, our experts discuss the major stories in college hoops and examine the conference's place in the national landscape. Big Ten basketball and beyond, presented by Encova Insurance tonight at 8 Eastern on the Big Ten Network. Great crowd here supporting the Ohio State Buckeyes as they set a season high on the vault. And through one rotation, the number 22 team in the country with a 49.025, Rutgers at 48.575.
Both teams looked a little rushed, if I'm being completely honest, and it's early in the season, and so that's okay. It's part of learning, but what I loved to see is on vault for Ohio State is a lot of their hops were backward, which means that they had more rotation than necessary, much easier to hone in on than under rotating. So these scores will go up once they figure out that sweet spot between over rotation and under rotation.
Led by their freshman, Jenna Layback, with a 9.875, helping Ohio State get their highest score of the season at 49.025. And Rutgers on the bars. They did have that fall in the anchor, but the first 5 were fairly consistent, at least everything above a 9, led by those two 9.75s at 4 and 5 with Pringle and Joyner.
Let's not forget that Rutgers competed a couple days ago, so they must be tired. It's very difficult to do that, but I'm seeing aggressive mistakes. They're over-rotating on dismounts. Avery Balzer did a massive release move that had her touch the bar and fall, but that's better than the alternative. So again, these mistakes happen, and better now now than later on in the year.
Rutgers 23rd in the country on the season on vault, led by Hannah Joyner with that 9.9. We do now get to see Belle Wong, who had a 9.875 as her career high. Solid numbers in the lineup right there for Rutgers.
They are, and all of these women in this vault lineup have potential to score high, so keep an eye out for it.
And for Meredith Paula-Civic, it'll be Schweitzer, Hankins, Edwards, Berger, another freshman, Miller, and Riccardi. Schweitzer and Riccardi, along with Miller, have all thrown up 9.9s.
I saw impeccable bar work in warm-up from Ohio State. I saw stuck landing after stuck landing, hit handstands galore. If they can hone in on that and do exactly what they did in the warm-up, handle the pressure and calm the nerves, they are going to put up a massive number this evening.
Ohio State 9-2 all time versus Rutgers, and they've won their last 5 in a row against the Scarlet Knights. They have that slim lead through the first rotation. Again, Ohio State has received great performances from their freshman class through the first 3 meets of the season. The underclassmen hold team best scores on 3 of the 4 events. Layback's 9.925 on beam is the highest score among all Buckeyes this season. And how about earlier today, another massive score, not quite 198, but pretty darn close for the #1 team in the country, your alma mater, Michigan.
I'm not gonna lie, I was tuning in ahead of today, but I wanted to keep my eyes on this amazing Big Ten conference. Michigan had a great meet, but take a look at that Michigan State number, 196.775. If you have time, pop back and take a peek at their floor lineup. It was phenomenal. The choreography, the execution, they are a team to watch. I would keep your eyes open for them.
Yeah, number 16 in the country. The Spartans making some noise, all part of the discussion we even had with Meredith and Umi about how great the Big Ten is. You mentioned Iowa won the regular season last year. Minnesota won the Big Ten championships. And oh, by the way, Michigan won the national championship.
I've got to say, I'm proud of my alma mater and what they've got going on over there. But there's a lot of improvement happening right now in the Big Ten Conference. And both Umi and Meredith, all they had to say when we asked them about it was, go Big Ten.
Take a look at the lineup for Umi, Salim Beasley, and Rutgers. Hannah Joyner in that 5 spot at 9.9. Rutgers 23rd in the country on this apparatus.
They have a lot of big vaults, specifically highlighted by their anchor, Emily Lease, who does a 10.0 start value vault. Beautiful Yurchenko 1.5. Keep an eye out for that, but I'm looking forward to see some big, powerful vaults with some stuck landings.
Rutgers led, as you said, by Emily Lease and Mia Betancourt, 9.825. Betancourt and Lisa's score are number 11 in the conference. Isabella Hughes, a freshman from Greensboro, North Carolina, Ragsdale High School, season high 9.775.
She's going to do a full twisting Yurchenko. So lovely in the air, just the step backwards, so that is going to be a deduction, but the vault itself is executed beautifully. She gets a great block off the table, and her body position is so flat. If you notice, she barely pikes down just at the end there. She can open up her hips a little earlier. She'll be able to find that landing much easier.
Zoe Schweitzer, a junior from Pittsburgh, career high 9.9, season high 9.775. She trained at Excel Gymnastics. Schweitzer, you see that career high of 9.9.
This is an important spot for Zoe. The leadoff is a crucial moment to set the tone for this rotation. Lovely and powerful connection there. Shapash directly to her bail shoot over. Nice patience there on the handstand. And looking for a stick, it'd be big. That is how you start a bars rotation. That is securing Zoe Schweitzer, spot as the leadoff. She just made the energy in this arena go crazy. The height is amazing. She sees the ground, complete control, and the team goes nuts. Amazing job. I love to see that. Now I'm all amped up. I want to see them build on that.
Zoe Schweitzer, the 2017 Pennsylvania State Champion on the bars. As we move back over to Rutgers, Anna Pagliaro, a freshman from Freehold, New Jersey. She recorded a season-best 9.75 on the vault for the third time in her first 4 collegiate events.
Good job by Anna. A little messy in the air. You notice Isabella's body positioning and execution in the air was near flawless, and Anna had some soft knees. You'll notice right here a little bit of soft knees and pike down going into the landing, but that's another hit vault for Rutgers.
High fives for the Rutgers gymnast as Ohio State gets ready to go. See the score through that first rotation. Alexis Hankins, the junior from Omaha, Nebraska, trained at Premier Gymnastics, took 4th on the uneven bars at the 2018 Regional Championships.
Alexis is a fantastic bar worker, and she's set up nicely by Zoe's 9.85 in the leadoff spot. Great job there on the straddle Jaeger. And so far so good with that pack transition to the low bar. Little rushed on the last handstand, but she can make up for it with the stick. And a scoot backwards from Alexis, but they're keeping the momentum rolling here on bars, and that's exactly what Meredith wants from this bars lineup. A little short there. You notice that it wasn't directly on top of the bars. That is a deduction, and then the dismount had the scoot backwards, but the rest of the routine was very lovely. I don't know what else they'll take besides those 2 deductions.
First athlete to greet her was Zoe Schweitzer, as you said, really setting the tone for Ohio State. I like to refer to Belle Huang as Big Ten royalty. This super senior probably doesn't get enough credit for being outstanding.
No, she does not. She is so great, and that right there is exactly why you want Belle Huang in your vault lineup. She knew exactly where the ground was and had no movement on the landing. That is a perfect stick. Great control, teeniest pike down, but she knew exactly where she was. That should be a big score, and I know her career high is a 9.875. She should be pretty close to that.
She won the vault title along with Emily Lease on Friday. As we push back over, you see Schweitzer in with a 9.85. Alexis Hankins, you pointed out those deductions perfectly, Olivia Karras. And now Lexi Edwards, the junior from Richmond, Virginia, career high 2 times 9.825s both this season.
We see a lot of shapash releases in gymnastics, but look at the floatiness of that one. That is probably the best shapash release I have seen in the NCAA, and that half turn was impeccable, just like she did in warm-up. This routine so far is looking pretty dang good. And just a hop back on the landing. Gosh, I wish she had stuck that. The rest of the routine was pretty near perfect. Look at the air time she gets in this release move. So much amplitude, and then right back down to the low bar. And a great job there on the blindfold to a double back, just the slide backwards, but that should be a big number.
I thought she had the stick, but did slide back.
She looked a little excited and just had to do the little scooch backwards, but again, great job. It's so nice seeing her back in the lineup.
Amaya Betancourt, a senior from Reading, PA, Berks Catholic High School, career high 9.85, season high 9.85.
She's going to do the full twisting Yurchenko. She does a nice job flaring it out. Great job, pike down there on the landing. Notice how her chest was low. That's going to be a deduction. And the step backwards is also going to be a deduction, but she really minimized well. She could have taken a larger step, and she held on as much as she could. Now it's a nice hit for Rutgers.
Belle Huang over the right shoulder right there. Betancourt ties her career high with a 9.875 on the vault. We move back over. We mentioned those 5 super freshmen. Well, Stephanie Berger's one of them. The freshman from Boston won her first title in this event versus Denver with a 9.85. She's had that career high now twice on her freshman campaign.
Nice job on the first handstand. Very elegant shapash right into a perfectly executed bail. She's gonna do the same dismount as Lexi Edwards, a blind full into a double tuck. A little bit of a hop in place, it seemed, but again, she's a freshman. This is all new to her, and to compete that well after just a few competitions is very impressive. She sees the landing, she does the most minuscule little scoot, which the judges will take, but great job.
I like what you said about Zoe Schweitzer setting the tone. She had a career high of 9.85. The rest of the team feeds off of that.
They do, and sticks are contagious and falls are contagious. So once your first competitor really sets the tone, that's how the remainder of the lineup reacts.
Hannah Joyner, career high, 9.9.
And she can go big here. Amazing job by Hannah Joyner. She and Belle Huang just have such cat-like reflexes when it comes to finding these landings. Nice height, good distance, and just a little hop to the side, but she lands nicely in the middle of the mat. And just a little hop sideways and forwards, which is going to be an under rotation, but beautifully executed vault.
9.825 for Miss Joyner in the 5th spot for Umi Salim Beasley. Now we move to Kobe Miller, a junior from Mason, Ohio. Won 2 bar titles this season already with a 9.875 versus Arkansas. Her career high is a 9.9.
And she can be the first to break into that 9.9 range here for Ohio State. Good correction there. She was a little short on that toe handstand and brought it back. She does a nice big double layout dismount here. I saw her nail it in warm-up. Great job hanging on to that landing. Looked like she got a little soft in the knees. She had to squat down a tad bit more than she might have liked, and then had to arm circle, but her feet didn't move, which is great. She's such great technique. Little buckled on the knees, but you see right there, she brings it back, makes for as little deduction as possible.
What do the judges say about the arm circle?
So the arm circle is a deduction. It's going to be a flat half-tenth deduction for an arm circle, even if the feet don't move. For more information on deductions, you can go to nawgj.org. They have an amazing landing project with a bunch of videos on execution deductions.
Emily Lease.
Spectacular Yurchenko 1.5 for Emily Lease. One of the best 10-0 start value vaults in the NCAA this year. I've seen her stick like 3 in her career, and she only gets 9.85s, which is ridiculous. But take a look at the height, the distance. She just sees the landing so well, and such a small shuffle of the feet at the end.
Set her career high 2 days ago, 9.875 to tie Belle Huang and win the vault title at Kent State. And feeling she just broke her career high. So 9.875 on Friday, 9.9 right here on the Big Ten Network as we move to Nicole Riccardi, the sophomore from New York. She won the bars versus Penn State with a 9.9 career and season high.
And it was her debut, which is so impressive. Great patience on that handstand. And a massive ray to start off the routine, but looks like she had way too much height that her handstand afterward was a tad bit short. Great job landing in a handstand on that half turn. She does a nice stalter element into a double tuck. And that's a stuck landing for Nicole Riccardi. She's on fire this year.
Even before Nicole got set on the bars, the Buckeyes had already tied a season high at 49.15. Maybe they'll top it.
I think with this bar routine, they will, Dean. Great job seeing the ground there. It was just that one handstand after the sky-high release move that the judges are going to nail her for, but the rest of the routine was pretty near perfect.
beautiful gymnasium, the Cavelli Center. As I mentioned, it'll be your home for this year's Big Ten Women's Gymnastics Championships. Another outstanding crowd. The crowds this year for women's gymnastics nationwide, outstanding.
So amazing. I mean, I am so impressed with what I'm seeing so far by these teams. I mean, the Big Ten is really bringing it up a notch, and it's extremely exciting.
So Rutgers will have an exhibition. Buckeyes will also have an exhibition. Caitlin Grimes.
We saw her earlier on the vault. Huge Tkachev release move. That reminds me a lot of Michigan's Lexi Funk, who does one just that size, but that was amazing. Rushed on that handstand, but looking for a big stick here. And a hop backwards for Caitlin, but that's a great routine to have in their back pocket for this lineup.
What a start for Ohio State.
Look at how much height she gets here. I could have a coffee under there. Well, she has time to get so much air time, but you see the short handstand afterwards. There's so much amplitude that she had to really be patient and just the hop backwards on that dismount, but she has a very bright future for Ohio State.
Nicole Riccardi, the anchor, ties a season high with a 9.9. We're halfway through. The Buckeyes with a season high on the vault, and now guess what? A season high on bars with a 49.25. The Buckeyes lead it through two. More Buckeyes and Rutgers after this. 10 conference loaded again this year. One of the nation's best, and they are loaded with all-around superstars. As you see the team score, Ohio State with season highs in the first two rotations has the lead over Rutgers, and the focus of our State Farm State of Success is exactly that, the all-around sensations in the Big Ten Conference.
The Big Ten is stacked with all-arounders. You see these 7 women who are putting up numbers week after week, vying for national recognition in the all-around, and I think that it's only going to improve. We see people like Hannah Joyner that we're watching compete right now, who are right up there with the other women on this TV. It's amazing.
Lexi Ramler, Natalie Wojcik, Anna Loper, Sierra Brooks, all in the top 10. Abbey High School just outside with the teammate Noemi Morrison. And big picture, Michigan, outstanding start to the season after winning the Natty last year.
They are, and something really exciting to note is that Michigan's 197.913 average from the 4 meets they've competed in is the highest week 4 average in NCAA gym history. So we're seeing history so far in the beginning of this 2022 season, and I feel like it's only getting better.
You know, Utah, Florida, and Oklahoma are good, but do not be surprised if Michigan and Minnesota not only battling it out right here at the Cavelli for the Big Ten Championship, but maybe those two for a national championship.
I think we're going to start seeing many more Big Ten teams in the Sweet 16 and the national championships, because these teams are putting up fantastic gymnastics that I hope will start receiving similar scoring and recognition than other teams in different conferences.
Let's take a look at how Rutgers did on the vault in the last rotation. As you see, Ohio State warming up on the beam and Rutgers warming up on the floor. But in that second rotation, the Scarlet Knights on the vault, led by Emily Lease with that 9.9 at the anchor.
So exciting for her. I have seen her vault so many times, and I've never been satisfied with the score she's been given. So I'm happy to see that she's getting those high numbers.
And the numbers for the Ohio State Buckeyes, who lead it right now, 98.275. Rutgers at a 97.65. Zoe Schweitzer really got a great start at 9.85, and then Nicole Riccardi with a 9.9.
That bars lineup was fantastic. I hope they can bring that same energy here, going to beam and then to floor, because right now Ohio State's on a roll.
Ohio State 19th in the country on the beam. Their season high is a 49.15. They're actually led by a freshman we won't see. We were disappointed to hear that Tori Vetter, 6th in the conference, 14th in the nation, won't go. So that'll be the lineup for Meredith Polisiewicz, Schweitzer, Hankins, Oliveros, Berger, Jennings, and Miller. Meredith telling us that the beam is another strong event for them. She says she has 6 athletes capable of a 9.85 or higher.
That's amazing potential in a beam lineup, and I know we're not even seeing all of their potential in this lineup today. So Ohio State has a lot of options when it comes to beam workers and who they're going to put up to get those big scores come the end of the year.
Zoe Schweitzer, who did such a great job as the leadoff on bars, will be the leadoff on the beam. 9.875, her career high set this season, having a wonderful junior year.
She is, and she's such a calm beam worker. We saw that on bars. The way she competes is so pleasant to start a lineup off, so I'm happy to see her in this same position here. Little nervous there. Front aerial was supposed to connect it to a jump for bonus. Slight bobble. Back handspring layout series. She looks a little nervous, looks like she's rushing. She just needs to settle in, and that was a nice way to bring it back on her leap connection. You're going to see that these gymnasts do choreography forward, sideways, and backwards. That's a required element in a beam routine, to move throughout the whole beam in all 3 directions. And a nice step landing there for Zoe. A little nervous in the beginning, but she brought it back nicely. Very solid there on the side aerial into the tuck full, and sees the landing very well. Even though she got nervous in the beginning, that's a great leadoff performance.
Coaching after for Zoe Schweitzer. As we move over to the Rutgers floor, prior to Friday, they were 34th in the nation. Now 37th with a 48.788. Avery Balzer, 9.8 career high. She had a 9.775 on Friday.
We saw Avery have a little trouble on bars. This is an exciting redemption opportunity. Nicely executed double tuck to open it up.
Celine Beasley saying last year they only had 5 or 6. Now they've got 10 to 12 gymnasts that she can put in this rotation.
Switch ring to switch half popa. That's a requirement to do a leap pass. Avery's second pass is going to be a 1.5 to a front layout. Nice job keeping that in bounds. She was looking a little crooked, but she managed to remain within the lines. Big deep breath before her last pass of an already great routine. She's going to do a front Rudy, a 1.5 twist. A little buckled knee there on the landing, but that was a great leadoff routine, and what a great job for her in her home state. Awesome redemption from the mishap on uneven bars. This first pass was great. She got awesome height and found the landing very well, very controlled into the lunge backward. You're allowed to do a lunge backward. Nice job by Avery.
So Avery Balzer back in her home state. We move to Alexis Hankins. Zoe Schweitzer with a 9.675. Alexis Hankins, career high 9.9.
Alexis is so calm on balance beam. You see her dancing and using her facial expressions. Big test is here. She's going to do a back handspring layout, step out. So solid and confident.
Alexis from Omaha. She'll be at Nebraska next week right here on the Big Ten Network.
Front toss connected to a beat jump. She looks so sure of herself. I love to see confident beam work. Switch leap to a very nice split quarter. So far, Dean, this is a very well executed routine.
I agree.
Just the dismount. You see her talking herself through it. It's a double twist. That was a fabulous routine. I am so impressed with how calm and cool and collected she remained. And I hope the score reflects that.
She's been pretty consistent, yet under the radar for the Buckeyes.
Completely agreed, Dean. And right here was a big test in the top of the routine. Nice little smirk to show that she knew it was good as well. And a big double twist at the end. Hop in place, but great job. I love that routine. Everything about it was very exciting to watch.
It was beautiful. And a nice hug as well.
Next up on floor exercise for Rutgers, Kayla Newman.
So now we move to Kayla Newman for Rutgers. Career high 9.8 Friday in exhibition. That earned her a spot in the lineup.
This is Kayla's first time in the floor lineup as a counting score. Lovely double pike, that was great. Great double tuck. So far, two very well executed passes. I can't wait to see this routine at home at Rutgers. So the crowd's going to go crazy.
Yeah, it's fun.
Last pass for Kayla. A 1.5 to a front layout to a stuck landing. What an exciting first routine for Kayla Newman. I hope that earns her a spot in the lineup. That was so well done, especially after having competed on Friday. She opened it up with a sky-high double pike. Great job keeping her chest up at the end, and ended it with her required combination pass, a 1.5 to a front layout to a stuck landing.
The power in her legs to hold that stuck landing right there.
It's a lot. She needs the power, she needs to be patient, but she did exactly what she needed to do.
So we move over to Hannah Oliveros, the sophomore from Streamwood, Illinois. Career high 9.9, season high 9.825.
Hannah opens up this routine with a very unique press handstand mount. Love seeing some unique skills in the Big Ten.
Rutgers has started with back-to-back 9.725s on the floor.
This is going to be her series element. It's different than what we've seen already. Side aerial into a back handspring. So solid.
And she just saw Hankins set a new season high with a 9.85 on the beam.
Switch leap to split jump. A little shy of 180 degrees on that split. The judges are looking for split positions to be perfect in the air. Front aerial to beat jump. Just the dismount for Hannah. It's a side aerial to a full. And a little scoot backwards, but I'm liking what I'm seeing from this Ohio State beam lineup. They're looking icy over here.
The crowd loves it too.
so difficult to do a side aerial into a back handspring. You have to be extremely precise on the first element, and then she does it again here into the dismount. Just the smallest little scoot backwards, but that's a great routine.
On-floor exercise for Rutgers.
Emily Wood, the sophomore from the state of Georgia, Camden County High School, career high 9.825 set on January 15th of this year. She had a 9.8 on Friday.
Emily has been on a roll so far on floors, hoping she can build off of that. Opens it up with a lovely Rudy to lay out, step out. A little shaky there on the landing, had to bend a bit at her hips.
Hannah Oliveros, a 9.80 on the beam for the Buckeyes.
Very well done leap pass, lots of amplitude there. The last pass is tricky. It's a front handspring to a double twist. Very difficult element. Looked like she jumped a little bit to the side, but hard pass to end with, so great job for her. Job by Emily. I'm hoping that she can keep the momentum going with her floor performance this season. A lot of athletes start with this pass. She ends with it and just jumps a little bit to the side to hold the landing, but great job for Emily Wood. She's on a roll this year.
Stephanie Berger up next, another one of these super freshmen, this great recruiting class for Meredith Polisiewicz. 9.85 is her best score.
Nice opening element, side aerial. She's gonna do a very difficult triple series. Oh, looks like she changed it. Back handspring layout, done very well. Leap to a split half. Very difficult leap combination. Just the dismount. Teeny little hop backwards. I know Meredith is going to want the girls to focus on absorbing those landings, but that's a great routine from Stephanie. The dismount, she does a leap directly connected to a side aerial into a full twist and just a little scoot backwards, but that's a great job by the freshman. She has a very bright future ahead of her.
From Emily Wood to Emily Lease. And how about that? 9.725 back-to-back. Wood with a 9.775. Emily Lease, career high 9.875 set this year on January 15. She had a 9.8 on Friday as well.
Emily can tumble. This first pass is very difficult.
By the way, Stephanie Berger in with a new career high at 9.875.
Massive full twisting, double back, stepped on the tape line, which if you step on the tape line is not a deduction, but if you're over, it is a 1/10 deduction. Nice leaps there. Very difficult front through to double tuck, sky high. Just the last pass for Emily. Rudy to end it. Great job by Emily Lease. That first pass, she had a little extra juice, landing on the line. Let's see if she was on or off. It's pretty difficult to tell if she's over the line or not. And this was the highlight for me. So difficult to add a front through into it, and just a big double tuck, knows where she is and keeps it right in bounds.
Schweitzer got it started with 9.675. Berger with a 9.875, a new career high, and that brings us to Sydney Jennings, who's got a career high of 9.825, season high of 9.775.
Sydney is a seasoned veteran on this event. Nice full turn. She's going to do a very unique series here. She's going to do a back handspring and connect it directly to a side aerial. Very tricky. Nice correction there on the landing. Oh, no. She looked like she was going for a half turn and ended up rotating a little too much and had to jump off the beam. Nice sky-high, feiner full, dismount. She did very nice on the switch split and looked like she got way too much rotation, resulting in the fall. I know she's going to be bummed about that one. The rest of the routine was very well done, but it's early on in the season and there's time to keep working on those little things and bump up those scores.
Here's our only all-arounder today, Hannah Joyner, the junior from Waldorf, Maryland. She won the floor title on Friday with a 9.875. She had a career-high 9.925 against Maryland this season.
And Hannah is a joy to watch on the floor. Opens it up with a big double pike. So much height on that tumbling pass. A very difficult leap element, a switch at half with a half twist. And she's performing so well in this routine. Full to a front layout. Very controlled step forward.
Jennings with a 9.00 on the beam for Ohio State.
Amazing extension on those leaps. And just the last pass here for Hannah. It's going to be a 1.5 twist to a front pike. So well done. She is just such a pleasure to watch on this event. I have loved watching her grow into the amazing collegiate athlete she is, and what's so exciting about that pass is she gets higher on the second element, exactly what the judges are looking for. That should be a big score, Dean.
She gets the crown of the queens of the floor, and as you mentioned earlier, one of the great all-arounders of the Big Ten. The anchor on the beam for the Buckeyes, Kobe Miller, who's got a career high of 9.9, season high 9.8. She's on the beam for Ohio State.
They could really use a big score here from Colby following the 9.0 from Sydney. Beautiful back handspring layout. She's moving so well through this routine.
Joyner with a 9.850 for Rutgers on the floor.
Oh no. It looks like Ohio State is going to have to count a fall. Split jump to straddle quarter.
Meredith did tell us you never know on the beam coming in.
You never know, and once there's a fall, it's hard to bring it back, but what a great dismount. That is so difficult to do a gainer tuck full off the end of the beam, so she's going backwards and moving forwards. Very tricky. It's important to remember this lovely flight series at the beginning of the routine. It looks like she just didn't get over the top enough. You notice that her chest didn't fully come up at the end of that side aerial, resulting in the fall. So unfortunately, Ohio State is going to have to count both Zoe's 9.675 and a fall.
And Rutgers will finish with Belle Wong, the graduate senior career high 9.95 set this year on January 15th. She had a 9.825 on Friday. You have to love the way she performs on the floor.
This routine is so much fun to watch. Opens it up with a very nice front double full. One of my favorite passes in gymnastics, a front Rudy to a layout step out. Looked a little off balance on the landing, but brought it back well.
Kobe Miller, a 9.10 to wrap up the beam for the Buckeyes.
Just the last pass for Belle. She's gonna do a front Rudy. That was the best landing of all three, so controlled. I'm gonna miss watching her compete, but it's such a joy to have her for another season. Connection pass is a 1.5 twist directly connected to a massive layout step out, and then ends the routine with just the 1.5 twist. Is such a nice controlled lunge backward.
Ohio State will not have an exhibition on the vault, but we will see Anna Pagliaro on the floor. Belle with a 9.9. And with those two falls, Rutgers will take the lead through 3 rotations, and it'll make it really tight as we go to the final rotation. But before we do, we get a chance to see Anna Pagliaro, who's got a career high of 9.75.
The exhibition spot is so important. It's a chance for the coaching staff and the team to really learn how their athletes compete, even when it doesn't count toward the team score.
Umi Salim Beasley has had 7 gymnasts make their debuts this year for Rutgers, building that depth, and you feel like the future is bright. And she also talked about the Rutgers women's soccer team, the Rutgers field hockey team, all of the Rutgers athletic teams really starting to rise up in the Big Ten.
We love to see programs really get their feet under them and start making some noise, and that's exactly what Rutgers Athletics is doing. Nice double pike. Very clean in her execution. Second pass is a front layout to a front full. Looked like she stumbled a tad bit there on the landing. Leap pass there. Looked a little shy of making it all the way around, which the judges will take a deduction for. One final pass for Anna. A nice fruity to end it. That was definitely the best landing of all three. Great job. That's a viable routine that Umi and her team can use as the season progresses and gymnasts need to rest. That was such a nice ending to a great routine in the exhibition spot for Anna.
So Rutgers has clawed back into this one with one more rotation to go. The Buckeyes and the Scarlet Knights, women gymnastics on the Big Ten Network. Conference record. Back here in Columbus, Ohio, after 3, Rutgers has taken the lead over Ohio State. A slim lead indeed, 146.65. The Buckeyes at 146.575. And really, when you look at the beam, those 2 falls push Ohio State now below Rutgers, but they're ready to roll on the floor.
Definitely not the beam rotation they were looking for, but this is an exciting opportunity for them to use the home energy they have here and come back really strong on floor. They already had 2 great season high scores on the other events, so this is a great opportunity.
And Olivia, Rutgers really consistent. Check that out. Balls are at 9.725. That's the score that was dropped. That's why they now are in the lead.
The last 3 routines, Emily, Hannah, and Belle, are going to be their 3 punch that takes them to the next level scoring-wise. Avery, Kayla, and Emily Wood did a great job remaining consistent, but those last 3 are going to take the scoring up bigger notch than before, excuse me.
I know you talked a lot about wins and losses don't matter, but it does add a little bit of drama now with Rutgers taking the lead, but now Rutgers has the challenge of going on the beam with Batavio, Manifold, Newman, Zaneller, Joyner, and Wong. They are 42nd in the country with a 48.569.
I know they've been a little shaky on balance beam, so this is an opportunity for them to settle in, just do their calm, normal gymnastics, and put up a great away score moving into the remainder of season.
Retro day for the Ohio State Buckeyes with the retro sunglasses.
I'd love to know where they purchased those.
Here are the results on the beam from earlier.
Those last 2 athletes with falls is not how you want to end the rotation, but major props to Alexis Hankins, Hannah, and Stephanie. The middle there, really the unsung heroes of that rotation, remaining very consistent with 9.85s, 9.8 and 9.875 to help lead this team. But looking forward to this floor rotation, Ohio State's known for their choreography, so can't wait to see what Meredith and her Buckeyes put together for us on the floor exercise.
Umi Salim Beasley's Scarlet Knights, Belle Wong. This extra year, it has been such a difficult 2 years with COVID, but this extra year for some of these elite level athletes really taking advantage of it.
It's extremely exciting. I love that these athletes are given the opportunity to compete another year, continue making strides, and Belle Huang is the perfect candidate for that position.
Rutgers talking it over as you take a look at the career highs, led by Belle Wong with a 9.95. knowing Ohio State is going to bring it on the floor. Of course, Meredith Polisevic's background as a choreographer, and I think they were doing the electric slide before this event started. She is all about the floor as Rutgers gets ready on the beam.
Umi told us that this is a rotation that has high scoring potential. But take a look at this. How fun Meredith Polisevic is getting these teams together, doing some dancing. Here's Braden Batavio, career high of a 9.775. Very nice there on her opening tumbling run, a back handspring layout. Nice to get that one out of the way and continue moving through your routine.
She had a 9.675 2 days ago.
Very difficult jump combination, a split jump into a split pull. Very nice extension in her split positions. You notice that she's down lower on the beam. That's a requirement. Change levels on the balance beam to show use of choreography and on the beam. And a side aerial tuck full, had to hop forward. Means it was an under-rotated skill and will be an additional deduction on top of the hop, but everything on the balance beam was very well done, specifically this series here. A back handspring layout step out, so sure of the landing. And then a little shaky here on the dismount, needed to set it up a tad bit more, had to bring her chest down, but that's a great leadoff routine for Rutgers.
We will wait for the score for Braden Batavio as we move over to Savannah Gonzalez, the sophomore from Indio, California. 9.725 this year, her season and career high. She has a very exotic and Latin heritage themed performance here. Looking forward to it.
I've been looking forward to this routine the entire evening, and the funniest thing that happens in gymnastics is when your music just doesn't play and you have to step back and start over, but Savannah is laughing over there on the sidelines. I love to see her make light of that situation.
Meredith Polisevic telling us she is extremely artistic in her floor performance.
She is. You're going to see a lot of artistry in this routine. She's a fabulous dancer.
I tell you, Braden Batavio, 9.775 to start on the beam for Rutgers.
It's a great score for Rutgers. First pass for Savannah is going to be a double pike. Very nicely done. Second pass is a front layout to a front full into a well-controlled lunge forward. Difficult double wolf turn. Element we're seeing more in NCAA gymnastics, but it's very prevalent in elite gymnastics. Just the last pass for Savannah. It's her combination pass. A 1.5 to a front layout. So well done. What a great leadoff performance.
The Cavelli is pumping with that leadoff performance.
The music was awesome. Her performance and dance was amazing. But check out this wolf turn, very difficult to do. And add some nice difficulty to the routine, and then capped it off with this 1.5 to a front layout. And you see the fans on their feet for that routine. And she's still smiling and laughing. I just love that. Great job.
All the way from California as we move over to Jacqueline Manifold, the freshman from Albuquerque, New Mexico, part of the Pecos Connections Academy. Her career high set on Friday with a 9.7.
Braden set up this Rutgers beam lineup very nicely. Back handspring layout for Jacqueline. Little soft in the knees on the back handspring layout, so although the skill was stuck, they're going to deduct for her knee positioning.
Savannah in with a 9.825 on the floor for Ohio State.
I would say that's a little underscored. I thought it was better than that. Switch split to a very difficult split three-quarter, landing sideways on the beam. So far, so good for Jacqueline. Just the dismount. She's gonna do a back handspring into a 1.5 twist. It looked like she missed her foot a teeny bit there going into the dismount. Didn't get as much height as she would have wanted, which resulted in the sizable step backwards. You'll notice here, she didn't get as much push off of the balance beam, which resulted in that step. But that was another great routine. 2 hits for Rutgers.
It is oh so tight. Rutgers with just that 0.75 lead heading into this final rotation, so every score will count here as we move to Claire Gagliardi, the senior from Hubbard, Ohio. 9.925 3 times in her career. Her season high, Olivia, is a 9.875. She is one of those athletes that really gets you charged up with her choreography, according to her head coach.
And get ready to head into the movies. Great opening tumbling run.
Manifold with a new career high, 9.725 for Rutgers, as the Scarlet Knights are bringing it.
Some Star Wars action here. Uh-oh, Jaws. And now some dancing with Footloose. What a treat this routine has been. Just the last pass is a double pike. She can stick this, it'll be a big number. And that's exactly what she was looking for. What a fun routine. I could watch that all day. That was a blast.
That was wonderful for the Ohio State Buckeyes.
She uses so much energy to perform in this routine and then has even more juice in the tank to get a big double pike at the end. And check out her moves. Sis can dance.
Savannah Gonzalez got the Buckeyes started with a new career high at 9.825. We'll see if Claire Gagliardi can top her 9.925. As you see, Manifold 9.725. It is worth pointing out that Manifold did have a 9.8 as an exhibition performer. The best real-time counting score was 9.7.
Here's Kayla Newman.
Claire Gagliardi, a 9.90, Olivia.
Very well deserved. It's a great routine.
Newman's career high, 9.875.
Nice controlled front toss into a beat jump. Very difficult. She's gonna do back handspring to 2 feet into a layout step out. We do not see that very often, and Kayla performed it as well as I've ever seen it done. Split jump to a split 3/4. Dean, this routine is great so far. Cartwheel into a gainer full to a stuck landing. That should be a very big score for Kayla Newman. Exactly what head coach Umi was telling us about. Her beam lineup can go big, and Kayla Newman just showed that exact potential in this routine. Nice cartwheel, gearing up for the full layout full off the side of the beam. Looks like she did hop a teeny little bit there at the end, but what a great routine to end her evening.
So now we go to Alexis Hankins as back and forth we go. Ohio State, prior to that beam performance, had just a .15. Alexis Hankins, career high 9.9, 3 times, including this year.
Alexis packs a lot of difficulty into this routine. And it starts right here. The big full twisting double back to start her off. Little bouncy on the landing. She had to take a step forward, but I just love her facial expression. Second pass is going to be a front layout to a half twist into a massive sky-high split jump.
Alexis soaking it in.
Beautiful extension on those leaps. She just looks like she's having a blast. I love it. Last pass for Alexis. Big breath going into her double tuck to finish it off. So well done. She is such a rock star for Ohio State. What a great routine.
We've had 3 9.9s today. Is this another 9.9?
I think it could be. This middle pass into the half twist and the massive split jump. It's just so much fun. And she just looks like she has a great time out there. That's the best part of college gymnastics, is milking it these moments. And such a great technique there on the double tuck. Gets major airtime.
9.875, so just under the 3 9.9s we've seen today. Emily Lee's had one on the vault for Rutgers. Nicole Riccardi on the bars for Ohio State, and Belle Huang also for Rutgers on the floor as we move back to the beam and the Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
Just saw a beautiful switch ring, very difficult, connected to a beat jump. Took her eyes off the balance beam. So solid on that back handspring layout.
Stephanie Zanella's career high is 9.875. On Friday, she had a 9.5.
So far, so good here, Dean. Nice job on the full turn, required element. Some call it the free throw of college gymnastics. The beat jump into a side aerial full, hop backwards, but that absolutely will be a better score than her 9.5 on Friday.
Some good work from the sophomore from Belmead, New Jersey, Immaculate High School.
Great job there on the landing. I wish she'd held on to it a little more before hopping backwards, but such a small little scoot.
Reminding you that Rutgers, as you see on the right-hand corner of your Big Ten Network screen, had taken the lead through 3 rotations. Ohio State now, prior to that beam performance, has a lead of .225 as we move to Lexi Edwards, the junior from Richmond, Virginia. 9.875 is her career high. This is a super fun performance as well.
Yes, we're going back to the 70s with Lexi Edwards in this routine. Huge double pike, has time to open it up, find the floor.
Meredith Polasiewicz calling Lexi Edwards an old soul, thus the 70s music.
Very nice nice 1.5 to front layout. I love seeing Lexi come out of her shell and dance a little bit here. Speaking of Meredith Polisiewicz, she was dancing over there with Lexi. It's awesome.
Zanella 9.875 on the beam for Rutgers.
Lexi getting ready to close out. Super fun routine. She does a massive double tuck here. Check out this height. Flares it out at the end. That was phenomenal. Welcome back to the floor lineup, Lexi Edwards. Well deserved.
Yeah, that's going to be a solid score for Lexi Edwards. Let's take a look at that last pass here, Olivia.
To have height on the first pass is impressive, but to have this height on the last pass at the end of the routine, so controlled in the landing, is absolutely so impressive.
Yeah, we thought Hankins was bouncing out there. Lexi Edwards, a big bounce.
She flies high.
9.925 for Lexi Edwards, a new career high. As Hannah Joyner up next. She won the beam on Friday with a 9.8. Look at this.
Hannah Joyner is as good as it gets on balance beam. Seems like there's some energy building in the arena right now.
Yeah, you feel it. Hannah Joyner, by the way, set her career high this year with a 9.95 on the beam.
Into her back handspring layout. So confident and sure of herself. And we even got a nice little smirk out of her. Beautiful switch half, little bobble there. Had to lift her leg off the beam, which is going to be a flat half-tenth deduction. Goes back and repeats it to connect to her straddle jump. That is a requirement, so very good thinking on her toes to go backwards and repeat. She's gonna finish it off with a side aerial to a full twist. And that right there is a stuck landing. I know she's a little bummed about not connecting those leaps on the first attempt, but great job to walk back, make it work, do it again, get the bonus, and start from a 10.0. Beautiful side aerial and sky-high full twist. She has time to see the ground and get a perfect stuck landing.
She'll wear the crown for that recovery, as she did stick her landing. As we now move over to the freshman sensation, Jenna Lavac. 2 floor titles to start her rookie campaign for Ohio State, including a 9.925 against Penn State.
And check out this Britney Spears floor routine. They call her Britney in the gym these days. That was a great full twisting double pike to open the routine.
Joyner with a 9.90 on the beam for Rutgers.
1.5 to very nice front layout. Brittany's looking good.
She just saw Edwards throw the biggest score up of the day at 9.925. She may try to beat it right here.
So far, so good. Very well executed on those jumps.
Just needs better than a 9.625 to push Ohio State out front of Rutgers yet again here in this final rotation.
Just the last pass for Jenna. It's going to be a double back. She needs to find this landing. That was absolutely stunning.
Would you say she found the landing?
I would say she found it and more. That should beat her career high of a 9.925. That was so beautiful. What an amazing year so far for this superstar freshman. She's exhausted, there's so much happening, and then to do that at the end in front of your home crowd, if that's not a 9.95, I'm gonna be very angry.
I agree. Great shot by our Big Ten Network crew with that deep breath right before that final pass. And now it's always worth taking a deep breath as you see Belle Wong, the graduate senior, career high 9.925. She had a 9.7 on Friday.
Belle is so elegant on this event. Nice job on her series. Very unique side aerial into a front aerial. Unusual.
Jenna with a 9.925, tying her career high.
Solid leaps for Belle. Just the dismount, it's a double twist. Sizable hop forward, looked like her chest was down a bit. It's going to be a deduction on the landing. Everything on the balance beam looked great. But a nice job capping off her evening. See here how her chest is low, that is going to be a deduction, and then the hop forward resulting from the under rotation, but great job for Belle Huang.
So for Ohio State, Miriam Perez, a career high of 9.8.725 this season. This is an athlete who has had to overcome a lot of injuries and a lot of things to be out here for Ohio State.
And this routine is going to show just that, her fighting through struggles in her career. A little off there on that opening tumbling run. She had to step to the side. Very nice switch ring into a switch half.
Wong with a 9.75. Meanwhile, the Buckeyes, as they watch Perez, they already know they've set a new season high on the floor. That's 3 season highs we've seen today on the Big Ten Network. They're already in with a 49.45.
It's a really impressive floor score. Last pass for Miriam. She's gonna do a double pike. And it looks like she stepped out of bounds. That's going to be a flat 1/10 deduction. But seeing her in that anchor spot in the lineup is so exciting, especially with all of the ups and downs she's gone through in her career. It's lovely to see her back out there and performing in that coveted last spot.
Well, and it was great that Edwards and Levac had the highest scores of the day right before her, so it took some pressure off of Perez. Ohio State had already won, and what a performance, though, from Edwards and Levac. Exhibition for Rutgers. Anna Pagliaro gets a shot on the beam.
It's a great opportunity for Anna. Seen her in the exhibition spot a couple times this evening. Switch split to switch half. No deduction on the landing, but needs to get a little more extension there on the leaps. Anna gearing up for her series. A back handspring into a layout step out. Little off, had to bend at the hips. That's going to be a deduction. just the dismount left for Anna. Round off 1.5. Step backward, little under rotated, needed a little more punch off the balance beam, but that is a routine that eventually is going to become far more consistent. So you're getting high fives from her teammates, concluding the competition.
Meredith Paula-Civic's Ohio State team with a big floor performance, a season high. We think when we do the numbers, the Buckeyes with a slim win over Rutgers. We'll be back to talk to some superstars after this. The Ohio State Buckeyes are now 2-0 in Big Ten action with an impressive floor routine. They knock off Rutgers 196.025. Rutgers with a solid day, though, at 195.750. Back with Michigan's All-American Olivia Karras, I'm Dean Linke, and the Buckeyes with a great floor performance get it done at the end.
It was electricity on floor for Ohio State. They really put aside that not so great beam rotation and brought it back exactly how you would want it to go in a competition down the line. That's great progress for Ohio State.
We're so pleased to be joined by the 5-year head coach of the Buckeyes, Meredith Paula-Civic. And Meredith, let me first tell you that the Covelli Center was rocking. You told us the floor was going to really amp it up, and you finished it off solid on the floor. Your thoughts?
Well, we needed to, so that was a good thing, right? That was not our best beam rotation. We've been great. We've got people out with COVID protocols, so people have been stepping up and doing their job, but it didn't go as we planned. So I got them together and said, hey guys, how bad do you want it? We need to get over there and we need to fight for the every last tenth. And I'm proud of them. They did great.
Meredith, I know you just mentioned that beam wasn't exactly what you wanted, but it's important to note that your vault and bars rotations were also season highs. Talk to us about those two rotations and the progress you saw there.
Yeah, you know, I feel like as we're getting people back from these COVID protocols, it's helping a little bit. I thought that we were big in amplitude on vault today, but really didn't dial in on the landing, so I still think there's more to give there. And I thought bars, the casting was better. Dismounts were still here and there. I mean, I'm a coach, what can I say? I'm happy I won, but we haven't quite arrived yet, and I still think we have a lot more to prove.
You've talked a lot about these 5 freshmen. Jenna Lavac delivered as well on floor.
Big time, big time. I mean, she's just huge on the leg events. We rested her on bars today, but she's going to be a major player for us for 4 years, so really excited about her.
And Meredith, following the excitement on floor this evening in the Covelli Center, what is Big Ten's going to be like in here?
Oh, I hope even more rocking. I mean, I hope every single seat is packed. I'm sure it will be. It's just electrifying in here. It's hard to explain it until you're here. Just the acoustics make it for a great meet. It's going to be so exciting, and we're so excited to host.
We're looking forward to it. Meredith, congratulations.
Thank you.
Go enjoy it with your Buckeye
Thank
team.
you. Woo!
Ohio State with a new season high on the floor with a 49.45. Paula-Civic's team, 196.025. Rutgers at 195.75. Ohio State led by outstanding freshmen, and one of those freshmen delivering all afternoon. Jenna Lavac joins us now. And Jenna, they said free Britney Spears. You brought out the Britney Spears on the floor. Talk about how much fun you had today in Columbus.
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. I love competing with my team. I mean, I wouldn't rather do anything else.
That's great,
I
Jenna.
had a great time.
Good. And what's it like competing in college now? It's coming from club. It's so different. Have you enjoyed competing in collegiate gymnastics?
Which I love competing in collegiate gymnastics. I mean, it's more like a team sport now, and it's just great to see your teammates do well, and then you get to celebrate afterwards.
You knew going in that you had to have a big performance as a team. What was the message from the coach right before you started on the floor?
It was just do what I always do, you know, and do it for the team, and we all knew we could do it, you know, just put in the work, and it showed.
Jenna, I know you've probably watched Big Ten so many times growing up, but to know it's going to be at home, what are your thoughts about that going through this season, thinking about that moment?
Honestly, I can't wait. Our whole team's so excited, and we'll have all of our friends and family there to support us. We're ready for it.
Jenna, we're going to show your performances that you had both on the floor and then also on the vault. Talk about your vault performance first.
So my vault, it's a little different than most people's, so it's kind of fun to see, I guess. And that's actually my highest score that I got so far, so it's super exciting, and I'm ready to, keep improving on it.
And you brought the house down on the floor. Thanks for being with us. Good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, Jenna Lavac, the freshman from Baltimore, Maryland, part of a team with 5 outstanding freshmen, and the Buckeyes really getting it done on the floor, Olivia.
Ohio State was lights out on the floor exercise. They really combined difficulty, performance, and just playing joy. It looked like every routine had a different level of excitement and happiness to be out there, and it showed in their scores.
Lexi Edwards and Jenna Lavac, who we just spoke with, and Rutgers, a solid day as well. Hannah Joyner with that 9-9 on the beam.
Rutgers had a great day. Again, not to mention they competed on Friday, so this is a 2-meet weekend for them. Very difficult to do, but they still came out and finished it off with a nice 49.1 on balance beam with lots of room for improvement.
Just one all-arounder today. Hannah Joyner always brings the heat.
She is such a treat to watch on all 4 events, and I see her improving every weekend, specifically on floor and vault. She continues to improve, and of course was lights out on balance beam with a 9.9 to end her evening.
So Hannah Joyner, an outstanding season. Belle Wong as well. That's going to wrap it up from Ohio State in the Rockin' Cavelli Center, where Ohio State with a 196.025 knocks off Rutgers to go to 2-0 in the Big Ten. Once again, the all-around winner, Hannah Joyner from Rutgers. For our entire Big Ten Network crew, led by our producer Jim Bressler, on stats, Michael Dolphy, our 6-time All-American Olivia Karras. I'm Dean Linke saying so long for Columbus, where the Buckeyes won it right here on the Big Ten Network.